Up to myself.
Yeah. So this will technically be our second
Yeah.
team. Our second.
I think it's best maybe if we don't say like technically yes, but maybe just to keep it like open-ended by not saying this is our second, just in case it might be our third or fourth.
Right.
Or whenever you guys are ready, we're ready. You ready? Okay. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Welcome to our show. We're your regular podcasters. I am Ut.
I am Taya.
And our show is called Speak Easy Ja on Jado. So we want you to get to know more about each of us. So in this podcast, we're going to do an interview. It's either going to be myself or it's going to be Taya. So let's do this in a fun way.
Okay.
Coming ID.
Well, we're kind of winging it a little bit, which means we are improvising slightly. This is not planned. So
we haven't chosen who's going to be the interview and the interviewee.
Right.
So let's do rock, paper, scissors again. Why is it called เป่ายิงฉุบ?
Why is it called เป่ายิงฉุบ? Why is it not called หินกระดาษกรรไกร?
ทำไมอ่ะช่วยบอกด้วยนะครับ
ถ้าใครรู้คำตอบ please let us know. I would really like to know why it's not หินกระดาษกรรไกร.
Well, besides listening to us on the app, Jado app, you can also comment on the Jado Learning Facebook page. So, please tell us if you can, you have any things to enlighten us about why is it called that.
But in the meantime?
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh man, so I don't know, am I the interviewer or interviewee? You get to choose.
Interviewee, which means I interview you first.
Okay.
Yes.
So in this episode of our podcast, she's going to be interviewing me.
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
So these are things you should know about Asada.
Or not to know.
Or you should not know. First of all, you have been everything from a television host. You were on MTV Asia. You've done live events. You've hosted on the red carpet at the Oscars in the US. You have done movies. You've done television dramas. You've done content creating. You've done so many things. We would use up the entire podcast if I were to read your resume. But out of all of those things, what has been your favorite type of job?
Interestingly, I think I go through stages of having my favorite. So at certain stages, I might like acting more than hosting.
Okay.
Certain stages, I might like being behind the camera more than being in front of the camera. So it really depends on what stage in life I'm in. So you're going to ask me the next question.
And now you're adding being a podcast host
to
your resume. Is this something you've always wanted to do?
This is something that I don't know, I wouldn't say it's something I've always wanted to do, but it's something that I find very interesting in this day and age because I listen to a lot of podcasts. Do you listen to podcasts?
I do listen to a lot of podcasts.
And I think podcasts are a different means of, depending on what subject you're interested in, you're able to listen and kind of, you feel as if, it's sort of like listening to radio without the music.
Right.
And
talk radio.
Exactly. And going back to your question, is it something that I've always wanted to do. There was at one point in time when I actually was training to be a DJ. A long time ago. I think this was before I ended up moving to Singapore.
On the radio station?
On a radio station. At that time for A-Time, for Grammy. So I would say because I never took that route in being a DJ, this is probably the next best thing to being a DJ is probably, being a talk show host.
How many languages do you speak?
I only speak 2. I want to speak more, but now we're on Jado, so I might be.
So what language will you be learning from Jado is my next question.
Oh wow, are we like, is this censored?
That's a great question.
If it's uncensored, I like to learn more Japanese terms. I think definitely Chinese because Chinese is now it's a universal language.
True.
But Japanese in the sense that I have always been very intrigued by Japan. Every time when I'm kind of stuck in trying to figure out where I want to go, it's always Japan.
Well, I feel like Japan is also a country that doesn't have many signs in anything but Japanese.
I mean, that's true.
It's a very easy country to get lost in because of the lack of English that's being used.
Yes.
The people are very friendly, right? They're
Right.
super helpful, but they don't speak English.
They don't.
So you kind of have to learn Japanese if you want
But I
to
only
be
know
in
simple
Japan.
terms like konnichiwa, kawaii.
So hello,
So-
cutie.
Yeah.
Basically, you're getting really far in Japan.
Exactly. But if you want to learn more terms, Japanese or Chinese terms, you can find that all here on the app as well.
Do you have a favorite word?
A favorite word in Japan or like a favorite
In
word?
English. Let's do English.
Oh no. My favorite words are words that like we shouldn't be
Are they
talking about.
dirty words?
They're dirty words, yeah. What dirty in English? How do you explain that to our like audience?
คำสกปรก
คำสกปรกอ๋อก็ตรงคำเนาะคำสกปรกตรงคำไหมครับ
No. Dirty words as in dirty is สกปรก
Yeah.
right? But I think dirty words are more like คำหยาบ
Yes.
หยาบคาย
Yes.
So also kind of
คำอุทาน
a
เวลาแบบ
synonym for dirty, but used differently
Yeah.
in Thai.
It has this sort of, yeah. But I think a lot of terms that are translated in Thai have no relation whatsoever to English terms.
Right.
But when you say dirty words, I do find there's like a relation to, คำหยาบ
Yes,
คำสกปรกมัน
definitely.
ก็คล้ายกันนะ
Yeah. it's
Yeah.
Borderline, yeah.
That would be like a different topic on a different podcast that you can listen
Well,
after
yes.
12.
If you're 18 and up.
Yeah.
We'll do a rated R version of our podcast for late night listeners.
And the ratings will definitely go up, probably.
Most likely. So is there anything that you're looking forward to talking about most on our podcast?
I think I'm really excited to be doing this podcast. Doing podcasts. Let me go back. I'm really excited to be doing podcast sessions with you because we are very, very close. And we have so much in common, and I think we're a balance for each other because I can go off track a bit, and then Taya always pulls me back in, reels me back in, which is really good. And we're both big on current affairs.
Yes.
We're both big on reading, and I think we don't want to pretend that we know everything and anything, but I think we're definitely going to bring like an entertainment spin to things, and we just want to be here as sort of like your friend to listen to and to practice simple English as well.
Yes, I think that's the key takeaway is we are hopefully going to become friends that you guys listen to when we talk about different topics and share different ideas that are our own or
Yes.
things we've discovered. And feel free always to comment back. Let us know if you have any questions or any ideas or any topics you specifically want us to talk about. And yeah, hopefully this helps you guys get to know us a little bit as we start on our little podcast journey.
And we'll get to know you guys too. แล้วถ้าอยากรู้เรื่องเกี่ยวกับพี่อัดหรือเทย่าก็สามารถเขียนเข้ามาได้นะครับใน Facebook page ของเราก็ได้ครับ So you want to know anything else about me?
Oh, there's plenty more. I
Oh,
think
there's
we should
more?
know.
Okay.
But I do think that as we continue to move along, they will get to know you a little bit more and myself as we start to share our ideas and our beliefs and stuff more in the show. So.
Yeah, because even though we have a lot in common, there's also parts of us that are very different as well. So I think that's why we make the dynamic, which means the differences between me and Taya are also there as well. So that's going to be really interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so we're about to end this podcast, and the next podcast, this was a lot about getting to know me in simple ways. We'll get to know more about Taya in the next podcast. See you guys.
Bye.